I'd like to share a little bit about Rita, my wife. I think everybody that came in contact with Rita absolutely loved her. She was a beautiful and wonderful mother to our 3 kids. She loved what she did, was in special ed her whole life, and truly just so enjoyed helping students succeed. She loved being out in the public. She was the one that would take me to different places. I'd say, maybe we don't need to go. Yeah, we do need to go. She was the one that when we'd go to the wedding, we'd dance the whole time because that's what she wanted to do. She was full of pleasure. She was full of excitement. And she is deeply missed by all of us, but it's those memories, those wonderful memories that we continue to keep in our heart that keeps us going. To this day, the toughest decision I've ever made was placing Rita in a home. It was very difficult. When we placed her in Clark at her new home, I thought, I know everything there is to know about dementia. And one of the things that I've learned, you can kind of think you're going to know what's going to happen next, but it's probably going to be different. She literally went from running in the halls to a wheelchair overnight. In meeting with the doctor, Dr. O'Sullivan, I thought, well, my goals are to keep her comfortable, give her the best care possible, and keep her out of the hospital. And Dr. O'Sullivan said, that's what hospice is all about. I'm so glad that we chose Emmanuel Hospice. It was one of the best things that we ever could have done. From day one, everything about hospice was spectacular. From music to massages to bedside. It wasn't just about Rita. They were concerned about me. Early on, I was asked about grief counseling, and I thought, I don't really need that yet. But I said, let me give it a try. And Katie really helped me to realize that, Dan, you need to ask for help. And you kind of need to prepare for this. Have you thought about a funeral? Have you thought about the eulogy? And at the time I thought, there's no way I can give my wife's eulogy. I did. Because it gave me time to put together those things that needed to happen earlier versus later, and I felt so much better. I was having difficulties figuring out what to tell the kids, what to tell the close relatives, what to tell the friends. And it gave me a means to talk intelligently to family and to outside members about what's going on at Clark. Hospice helped to bring everything together. Clark, hospice, and the family. They seamlessly worked together on the care for Rita, and I couldn't have asked for better. Our daughter Kaylee and her fiance Eric had planned a wedding in September. Through the help of hospice in Clark, she rallied like never before. It was absolutely a miracle. I remember being asked the question, is there anything that you'd really like to do, something special? So it was just simply bring in a lunch from the nearby restaurant, from Rose's, and they arranged the room, and they came in and greeted us and brought the food, and then they left and let us just be alone by ourselves. It sounds simple, but it was so special. Rita, at a point, really couldn't communicate verbally, but she could communicate emotionally, and what I really miss is walking in to the dining room, and somebody was feeding her or assisting her in one way, and she would get that little smile on her face, and she'd get that little wave, and that's all I needed. That was just perfect. You know, it's a terminal disease. You know, at some point in time, she will pass. And the last week we had some additional visits, and I didn't have to ask for those. It was so flawless, and I so looked forward to them coming, whether it was Miranda singing or Joan massaging or Sherry there to assist with care. They were all just amazing, and I will never, ever forget. Never.